Hey loves, welcome to the Empowered Era, brought to you by the Elizabethan Era. I'm your host, Elizabeth Osondu. My friends call me Liz or Lizzie, and I'm excited to have this conversation with you guys. I am officially turning my YouTube channel into a YouTube podcast. And I feel like there's been a lot of behind the scenes that I haven't shown you guys. Like my last video was probably touching 3 years ago, is what it feels like. And so, unless you've been keeping up with me on other platforms, you have no idea what's really going on. So, this is essentially like a revamp and a relaunch of what has already taken place. Over the time, I feel like I've been able to dive deeper, have deeper conversations with the people in my community, and really open up to others. And I feel like that's my biggest like tip or advice to any person that is in need of having or finding an outlet, to make sure you have your core people that you can confide in, that you can trust in. And I feel like that has really helped me transition and like pivot into different aspects of life, walks of life. That's going to dive into all of the guests that I'll be bringing onto the show. Some of them, you guys are familiar with them. Some of them, you may not be. And I just want to shed light on their story, their brand, their perspectives, and highlight on the conversations that we're going to be having. So conversations can range from, we're talking about God and what he's been doing in our lives that can be expressed in our testimony. We're going to be talking about breaking into tech, getting into tech, maintaining your role within tech, how the politics shape who you are. We're going to be talking about running a business, starting up. We're going to be talking about branding and marketing yourself as a personal brand. We'll be talking about self-love. We'll be talking about God's love. We're going to be talking about so many different topics, a wide range. And of course, as we're flowing through this, I want y'all's feedback. I want to hear from you all in the comments. I want to hear from you all to know, did you like this guest more than the other? Did you prefer this? Did this resonate with you, and why? That way I can pull more of what you all are interested in. So as we're going through the ebbs and flow of this conversation and this journey within 2024, this is going to be like a collective partnership. So we're going to be talking together. I feel like this is a year of new blessings. I feel like this is the year for me to like really tap in and dive back into my creativity and like bring out my personality more. And I honestly feel like I've been like a main character in my own movie, and a lot of my close friends know like what's going on, and so I'll be sharing like bits and pieces but still keeping things private with y'all. But it's been a really fun roller coaster of life. There's ebbs and flows, of course, but I feel like I've just been like really living lately. And it's crazy to see what God will do in your life when you truly let go and just trust in him. There has been major shifts and transitions for me personally, and I feel like I've been able to actually experience what God's love looks like in human form, like on earth. And now that I've like tasted it and experienced it, I want to continue pouring that out into others. And I like hold on to those people that make me feel like that. So I feel like if you are encountering kind of like an identity crisis in a sense where you are not sure where you can show up as your full and authentic self, think more about the moments in your life that you have shown up as your full and authentic self, and ask yourself, who were those people that you were around that created that atmosphere, or what were you doing that created that atmosphere? And then don't cut things in your life, but just add more of that and make sure that it is in all other facets. Then you'll naturally just be showing up as who you are because you're incorporating it in everything that you do. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you know that my faith has always been like a big part of my life and my YouTube and just my personal brand. If you've been following me, then you know that I have dived into public speaking, being a keynote, being a panelist, getting invited on other podcasts. And so this is going to have all of that. But I'm still going to give y'all vlogs here and there, but this is going to essentially be that journey of us just opening up the conversations of everything that we have been chatting about. Last March, so life update, last March I hosted a continuation of the annual event that I started in 2017 called the Empowered Era. And it was here in Dallas, specifically in Plano, Texas. And I co-hosted with two amazing women that you guys are going to meet whenever they come on the show. And we essentially hosted this event, invited 6 panelists on, invited a bunch of women. We had like a whole marketplace for vendors. So you got to see like a brick and mortar storefront vibe. And The conversation was very authentic. There were men that were dressed up serving everyone. This was for Women's History Month, which is in March. One thing that I really loved about that event was that as the host, I had one on ones for like an hour long with each of the panelists. And I felt like once we finally had the actual event, everyone in the room was like empowered. Some people were in tears at the end. But I personally felt like we only got into like question number 5 out of 10. And I felt like there was so much that these women had to share that I got to experience in the one on ones, which was why I wanted them on the platform and on that stage to speak to you guys. And so this will allow for us to have those conversations, but not only just with women. I'm going to be bringing some men on here as well. Y'all know I do it for the girls, but we want to have some balance. And I feel like in life, there is perfect balance whenever you can have these emotional, intelligent conversations with like-minded individuals of both genders. So although this is the empowered era and we have been geared towards women, we welcome all the men that are listening in and tuning in to this podcast. There's something for everyone. So essentially, what I want to do with this podcast is give you guys like an introspective into my mind. I feel like I do post a lot of like mini vlogs or daily vlogs. I do post a lot of pictures of me going out, whether I'm traveling, going to dinner, going to an event. But I know for a fact I don't truly showcase a lot of the conversations that I have with the people around me. And so over the years, a lot of different friends from different places have all told me like, Liz, you have a voice, or like, Liz, have you considered doing a podcast? Like, you always get us really open in conversation. Recently I hosted like a mini girls night and we were just having deep convo. And so this is my way of opening it up and sharing it with you guys so that you guys can have a deeper dive into my mind. So last we talked, I feel like I had just launched the Empowered Era t-shirt collection. And so that was in 2021. And I was showcasing to you all essentially the photo shoot that I did from the beginning all the way to the end. So like 2017, 2018, we just kept building. And then even the time when I moved to Chicago, I had like a bunch of models come over, my friends that are models, because my friends are beautiful. And we essentially did a full setup, and they were marketing. At the time, it was like an upscale resale boutique. And we turned that upscale resale boutique and like image consulting into the t-shirt collection. We had the full rollout and you guys were so supportive of it. And then you all saw last year in 2023, we turned that whole concept into that larger stage event. And so it's the same concepts kind of running through of the Empowered Era. That was a vision, a seed essentially that was planted in 2017 that's just pivoting as I grow as well. So all in all, thank you guys for listening and tuning in. I'm really excited for you guys to hear the first guest that we have. She is someone who is honestly just like so amazing. Y'all will feel her energy, and the way that we met has just been like God divine. So thank you guys for tuning in and looking forward to the next episode. You guys can stay up to date with me on Instagram, the Elizabethan Era _ TikTok, the Elizabethan Era, and of course YouTube, Apple, and Spotify, the Elizabethan Era and the Empowered Era. Love y'all. Bye.